Fans uproar. Traces of Lisa and Jungkook's past that have been hidden. The world of K-pop is once again rocked by a topic that never really goes away, but always comes up in bigger waves than ever before. This time, the names of Blackpink's Lisa and BTS's Jungkook were again put together in one sentence that left millions of fans holding their breath. Not because of the official collaboration, not because of the agency's statement, but because the traces of the past are again highlighted by fans and the online community. The trail, which had been considered ordinary, now looks different. More quiet, more mysterious, and for some, it feels like it was deliberately hidden. It all started with an old thread that went viral. A snippet of a dance rehearsal video years ago, where the two big names were in the same space, in one brief moment that went almost unnoticed when they first appeared. But time has changed the way people see things. As Jungkook and Lisa have grown into global icons with their respective auras so strong, the pieces of the past suddenly feel like puzzle pieces that have never been put together in one piece. Fans began to giggle. From intersecting rehearsal schedules, music events that bring them together backstage, to small interactions that are accidentally caught on camera. All analyzed with incredible precision. Every short smile, every glance, every gesture that was once taken for granted is now given a new meaning. Social media has become an endless discussion space. Some call this just a coincidence. There are also those who feel that there are stories that are deliberately never told. What makes this furor even bigger is the silence from both sides. There is no clarification. There is no objection. Not even justification. Just shut up. And in the world of entertainment, silence is often a blank canvas on which the public paints its own imagination. Jungkook is known as a very private person. Lisa was the same, despite being under the global spotlight. When two figures like these choose not to speak, speculation finds room to grow even wilder. For some fans, this topic is not just gossip. It touches a deeper emotional side. Jungkook, who debuted at a very young age, lived life with strict discipline and tremendous pressure. Lisa, who left her country as a teenager, struggled alone in a foreign land for a dream that is not even necessarily achieved. Two young people with different backgrounds, but both grew up in a harsh system and demanded perfection. Is it possible that, in the past, they have shared the same empathic space? This question is constantly spinning in the heads of many people. But there are also other sounds that try to drown out the euphoria. They remind that the K-pop industry is built on countless collaborations, encounters, and coincidences. That not all moments have to have a hidden story. That not all silence means big secrets. But logic is often outdone by curiosity, especially when it comes to two stars as big as Lisa and Jungkook. Interestingly, this phenomenon shows one important thing: how powerful the influence of the past is in shaping the narrative of the present. Fans love not only works, but also travel. They want to know what an idol is like now, who has been present in the early phases of their life, and what moments might have shaped their character and mentality. In this context, the names Lisa and Jungkook became a symbol of two successful paths that may have intersected, even if only briefly. Until now, there is no concrete evidence confirming the existence of a specific story behind these traces of the past. It's all still in the realm of interpretation, fan analysis, and endless online discussion. But one thing is for sure: this furor proves once again that Jungkook and Lisa are not just idols. They are a cultural phenomenon. Every step, even old traces buried in time, is capable of shaking the global entertainment world. Maybe one day this story will be explained. Well, maybe never. Perhaps all this is just a reflection of the longing of fans for a human narrative behind the glitter of the stage. Or maybe that's exactly where the beauty lies. Not everything has to be known. That some traces are indeed destined to remain cryptic, live in whispers, and become little legends among the millions of K-pop stories that have ever existed. And until that day comes, fans will keep asking questions, keep speculating, and keep getting excited. Because in Jungkook and Lisa's world, even the past still has the power to shake the present. This furor doesn't stop at old video snippets or intersecting schedules. In a matter of hours, the old archives of the International Forum were re-raised. The almost forgotten posts of the early generation of fans are now circulating again, complete with dates, screenshots, and vague memories of the atmosphere of the K-pop industry at that time. Years when everything wasn't as big as it is now, when Jungkook was still known as the quiet golden magne, and Lisa was still struggling to be recognized amidst an environment that demanded uncompromising perfection. Some old fans admitted to being surprised, not because of finding new evidence, but rather because of realizing how many small details they used to ignore. A detail that now feels odd when viewed from today's point of view. Jungkook's way of looking more relaxed in certain moments. Lisa's manner seems so focused, but occasionally shows an expression that she rarely shows in public. All of it is replayed, analyzed, and reinterpreted, as if time gave new glasses to those watching. On the other hand, there is a heated debate. Some of ARMY and Blink feel that this narrative is starting to stray too far from reasonable limits. They are worried that the speculation that continues to be maintained will actually hurt the two idols who have been working hard to maintain privacy. But other groups feel otherwise. They consider this curiosity to be human, that talking about the past does not mean breaking, but trying to understand the long journey of two figures who now stand on top of the world. Interestingly, the mainstream media chose a more cautious pace. No bombastic headlines claiming a particular relationship. No narrative is ascertained as truth. Most only highlight the reaction of fans, the dynamics of social media, and how one topic is able to unite and divide public opinion in a short time. This is a mirror of how sensitive the issue of idols' personal life is, especially if it unites two giant fandoms with long histories and strong emotions. In the silence of Jungkook and Lisa, the public actually saw a reflection of their maturity. Both have gone through phases in which spontaneous clarification has become a necessity. Now, they are at a career point where the work speaks louder than the rumors. Jungkook with his increasingly mature and honest music, Lisa with an increasingly strong and courageous artistic identity. As if they were saying without words that the past is part of the journey, not something to be defended or denied. But for listeners, especially those who followed from the very beginning, this story feels like a novel that is missing an important chapter. There is a curiosity that is not fully satisfied. It's not about romance, it's about human connection, about how two young individuals survive in a harsh system, and whether they have ever been witnesses to each other in the same silence. The questions hang, unanswered, but that's exactly what keeps him alive. This phenomenon also opens up a broader discussion about fandom culture itself, about the boundary between a sense of caring and a sense of wanting to have, about how love for idols can turn into a desire to know everything, even that which was never intended for public consumption. In the midst of it all, Lisa and Jungkook's story, whether real, whether just a construction of the collective imagination, becomes emblematic of the dilemma. In the end, there will probably never be a confession, nor an official explanation. It could be that these disputed traces of the past are just a brief intersection of two large paths that happen to meet. Or it could be, there really is a story that only the two of them know. The world may never be given access to it. And perhaps, indeed, it is not necessary. What is clear, this commotion once again confirms one indisputable point. Lisa and Jungkook have surpassed their usual idol status. They are living narratives that are constantly read, interpreted, and perceived by millions of people. Even when they are silent, the world still speaks of them. Even when the past is buried, it can rise and shake the present. And as long as that curiosity is still there, as long as fans are still looking for the meaning behind every trace, this story will not really end. It will continue to resonate, slowly but consistently, as a long whisper about two big names whose traces of the past, whether intentional or not, have become minor legends in modern K-pop history.